Hey, I believe we are live.
High five. Hi.
Yay!
And we're not the only ones that are alive. You've a new beautiful creation that's alive.
Yes, Conscious Connection Talks. I'm so
Oh,
excited about it, and I'm so honored to welcome you as our very first guest.
oh, it's so beautiful. You're one of the people that we talk about. Let's talk about the topic, conscious connections. For me, conscious connections is when you walk away from someone, your life has improved, you've more energy. Tip number one, you've just, connected consciously when you walk away from a conversation where you've more energy and more lightness. And from the moment that I met you in Friedrichshafen, was it Friedrichshafen?
Friedrichshafen, yeah. You're so
Friedrichshafen.
sweet.
I know. We
It's a
we
difficult one.
Yeah, I remember the first day of a 3-day body class, we walking down to the water, and there was just like so much peace and joy and this celebration of being alive, which I guess, I mean, a big part for me in part of the creation of conscious connections is that most people are joy resistant.
I'm
You know,
sticking to my non-unjoy.
yeah, yeah.
Enjoyability.
Yeah, exactly. And so you have a lot of joy. And that for me, when someone is joyful, I have so much gratitude in a world where mainly we've been trained to be joy resistant through our schooling, through our structure, through our programs. I just like adore people that can keep that spark of joy alive. I know for me that when I lost that joy, and I did, believe it or not, for about maybe, 8 years of my life, instead of always laughing, I became like super serious, and it impacted. The funny thing is it's like like if you view your life as a production, okay, like a movie, you take out laughter and you put in seriousness, and what's being produced is something that doesn't work for me then. One of the main factors for me is actually knowing that I can have joyful connections.
Yeah. And yeah, so many connections, so many relationships are so serious and
Yeah,
boring because the people aren't don't have it and they have killed that spark. It's not that they don't have it. They're like suppressing it and killing it and not wanting it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And so what if we could start this movement, this journey, by taking a moment to be grateful that we can have access to joy amidst everything that's going on in our world right now, you know, and claiming that that joy is actually a contribution to our planet. The birds don't stop singing because there's a war. So that singing is what brings the gift of having a body and being alive.
You're so psychic. I was just thinking, even though I have like some heavy stuff going on in my life, I'm singing the whole time. And
Yeah.
then I was like, how can I be singing? And I'm like, oh, this is actually really helping me to
Yeah.
connect to my lightness and joy, and no
Which
matter
is
what.
essential, which is essential. It's so funny you talk about singing last night. I really got to nurture what's relevant for me. And I spent a lot of my life, I'm going to say, giving up what was my reality and what gave me, like, what made my heart sing, my heart like really sing. And so last night, um, my husband, which we I know you want to talk about the creation of that relationship as well. He went to bed early because he'd like a big day yesterday. And I was upstairs playing my guitar and singing till 12 o'clock.
I
Yeah.
love it.
And I truly believe picking up a guitar at the age of 11 saved my life. I
Mm.
truly, I'm someone who doesn't flourish on seriousness and structure and rules and regulations. I flourish on magic and miracles and possibilities and joy and singing and fun and play.
And you're not the only one. And I think people, yeah, they believe that this control will give them something, but actually the magic and the joy and the play and the singing will give them what they're searching for.
Totally.
Um, yeah, beautiful. And so nice you guys have this freedom also. Like, I'm tired, I'm going to bed. Like, okay, I'll be over here singing.
Well, it's so funny. Part of what ignited the singing is I was asking, in our world right now, there's a lot of like hardness, harshness, density in regard to people's viewpoints, judgments about Iran, America, what's going on in Emirates. And I have a lot of people that I work with in Emirates and in Saudi, Kuwait, people that I really care about and very cool people. And I was asking like to really nurture like the lightness of birds singing and joy. And then Troy, who you know really well, he loves to go to these like antique, what would you call them? He's sitting right by me, like the big market.
Mark.
These like
Mm-hmm.
you lived in London, so you know what it's like. So there's these big, I think it's a polo ground, and they do like this big antique market, and they have like beautiful things there. And so he bought this piece for our office, which is all birds like singing. It's beautiful. So he sparked, he was up at 6 a.m. to go to this market, and here I am then receiving his choice, you know, at 12 o'clock at night. So everything either moves you towards being grateful for being alive, or it moves you to some weird hatred of life, or, you know,
Even people.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. We've even had people like also about the app commenting like, oh, another app is, and then they're like,
But it's not another
the
app.
app is not the problem, it's the people. I'm like, they're people like you. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
what's all this like everyone against everyone and so much. Ah, yeah.
Yeah. And the funny thing is let's talk about vulnerability, because we had said we'd talk about the five elements of intimacy.
Yeah.
One of the ones that I really had to develop in myself was this ability to come away from working like what I thought was for me, but it wasn't for me. It was like points of views about rightness and judgment and separation. And any time that I have decided that I have to be right, I'm actually going against me in all relationships, you know? And a lot of us have been raised. I truly believe that most people are still walking around like soldiers and they haven't discharged themselves from their position in other lifetimes, you know?
Mhm.
And so one of the things is we talk about is vulnerability. And vulnerability is the ability to know that you are part of consciousness and that everything is available to you if you ask, if you're willing to know, claim on, acknowledge that there's an infinite universe. And so most people, when they go to conflict, they're already hijacked by a lie. And then they're then creating something. You actually, they think they're creating, but you actually cannot create a sustainable relationship on a lie. You know,
Yeah.
you can't, you like if we're talking about true creation is something that grows, nurtured, feeds abilities, capacities, energies, greatness. And so if I'm trying to prove a lie to you, prove to me that you care about me. Actually, my point of view is that you don't care about me and I'll have loving. Like it's so twisted. And so then people go into like, prove to me, which makes me want to, I'm like, bye, see you later,
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
like the biggest turnoff. Hmm.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And so vulnerability is this willingness to own your shit. We and I'm going to say something that some people may not like, but I don't care.
Yeah.
It I don't. Um, it's this thing of you have to own that most of us have been hurt, have been damaged. Like what I mean by that, like, is messy meanness are like hurt by people's behavior, attitudes, and if your heart, we were talking about this the other day, if your heart becomes like hard and you've all these solidified hearts, then you become a time bomb. And I was that time bomb. Like I was like, you press that button, that, those deep rooted judgments of myself, and I would go off like, reactive realities, we call them in Access Consciousness.
Yeah.
And these tools are from Access Consciousness, in case you guys don't know. It's a body of work created by Gary Douglas. And so this vulnerability part is me not acting out from right and wrong and my points of views. It's me taking full responsibility for what is it that I would like to have here or have not. And all of that is choosable right now. And am I taking full ownership of where I am with that, with myself?
Mm-hmm. So basically, also because you got here over the lies, so we need vulnerability also with yourself, taking that full ownership in order not to base our relationship on lies.
Mm,
Can I sum it up a little bit like this, or?
yeah. Well, if I'm coming into a relationship from I'm not loved, then I am coming in with a lie.
Hmm.
Okay. Because if I'm not loved, then I've got to be the one that's willing to gift like myself enough to take care of me and have that loving to me. But if
Mm-hmm.
I'm not capable of giving that to me, no, I can't. I'm not capable of receiving it from anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
And so then I'm entering into something that's based on a lie. I'm missing, I'm lacking thereof. And then I want someone else outside of me to give me that, but I'm not capable of gifting it to myself. That's like, it's a recipe for separation, judgment. It's a projection. We talk about projections is I'm now projecting onto Devi. I've never been loved. Will
Oh,
you
come
show
on.
me how
Yeah.
much you love me?
I'll prove to you how much I care about you, so you.
Yeah. Instead of actually, I really enjoy when you hug me. Or, you know, can we lay down and have a chat about, what you like to have, or what are your requirements? What do you like to have in relationship? What is it that you desire, require?
Yeah.
Not I will control you to give me what I've decided I'm missing.
Yes. Or you try to interpret their behavior to figure out what they like and then start delivering that. Interpreting stuff into their behavior. Oh my God.
That is another level of insanity.
Oh, he frowned when blah blah. I'll never do that
Did you
again.
did you look at me funny? It's like it's wild. As you know, I got married about a year and a half ago, and I I'm going to say that I had a lot of gaslighting relationships. Okay, and so I did work on myself before this relationship, and I did really look at where I was seeking someone to give me something outside of me that I had decided that I couldn't give myself. Okay. And then I went away and I worked on that for a good few years. In fact, I was working on that deeply when I met you.
Mm-hmm.
And then this beautiful guy shows up, and we immediately, like, we've been together from the first time that we've met in person. And so we immediately have this like beautiful, and Troy is way younger than me, like 25, 26 years, like way younger than me. So it wasn't like I wasn't like yay about the age thing. I was more like, you know.
That was
And
actually one of the questions that came in also. Like, how did you handle that in the beginning?
I
Also
would
from
say
other people, like all the judgments.
I didn't. I didn't handle it. I kept it a secret for quite a while. Um,
Hmm.
and and probably because we were living in two different countries and we worked together, and we were great friends. Like now when I talk about a friend, I'm talking about someone who is not willing to listen to your crap. They don't allow you to invalidate yourself, and they actually really see the greatness of you. And that was one of the things that freaked me out about Troy at the start. you know? Um, and so how did I do? I guess like for a few years we just enjoyed each other, and then the time came where we were starting to get destructive in regard to hiding it. And then we went and talked to someone who I deeply trust, Shannon O'Hara and Gary Douglas, to get the support we needed to tell our families, to actually like come out of hiding as such and be like, actually, this is something that's really beautiful and we're ready to celebrate it. And the response that we received surprised both of us. People were like, age is only a number.
Yay.
Yeah. And some people were like, we knew you were together all the time. So
We were like this.
yeah, yeah. Well, we went everywhere together, and Tweedledee and Tweedledum, doo 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 doo.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. But how beautiful also because everybody knows both of you and how beautiful you both are. So it's
yeah.
like there's no like weird age abuse story or anything going on, and they know that for sure. So
And if there is, like, people will do what they do with information, enjoy it, gossip, do whatever you want. So,
yeah, yeah.
and this is one of the areas that I didn't even recognize that I'm completely magical. I was so enjoying the contribution and the like Troy is like super kind. Like it's one of his like I call it like a superpower. He has such a loving heart. Like he he will not give it up. And so I actually did require to be loved by someone that loved me for me. Because I had a lot of relationships where I was made wrong and judged for being as different as I am, for being as wacky as I am. And I suppose how come I'm talking about this is within that, within the changes that occurred by entering into this new relationship where someone actually were grateful for me. They actually did honor me, hold me in regard, respect me. That's one of the elements of intimacy, to hold you in regard and not judge you. I had still a lot of judgments that I had received, control, diminishment, that Troy would meet me in these moments. And by the loving and the gratitude and the space he is, allowed me to transform those points of views about what is relationship. Yeah, it was like, it's still ongoing and I'm sure it will continue to run and run and run.
Yeah,
Mm.
beautiful.
Mm.
How something can be a contribution, and even though you're not coming in from the space from yeah, rescue me and make me whole and all that stuff, you know.
And also the space that I'm not perfect. I'm
Yeah.
still working through, I'm still finding my own reality. I still can be an asshole. I can still I can still be like controlling. But where I am now, I know where I'm controlling and I know that it destroys the relationship. So then I can make another choice about like what would I actually like to create here. It's one of my favorite questions. What am I looking to create here with my words? What am I looking to create here with my actions, with my eyes? This kind of like criticism is like so severe on people that are energetic and their first language is energy. To diminish another person to have power, that's what I grew up with. And I had some residues of that behavior. So that was something I really had to weed out of my reality. And I had to look at like some ugly attitudes, behaviors that I had inherited, so to speak.
Yeah. And that's vulnerability.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Being
yeah.
willing to look at that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not perfect, and I won't be your perfect friend, whatever. I'm not. I still mess up. Fuck up. I still screw things up, and it's okay. And the difference with me is I will take ownership of it. I will turn and look at it, and even if it's like, ew, didn't I? I still will be present with it and be grateful that I can weed it out because it's going to destroy my life and my relationships if I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Mm. I would say one of the great, the longest relationship you're ever going to have is with yourself. And if you can forgive yourself for, behaviors that do not work and change, I would say you are on the path to freedom. Like if we were to look at like a key in opening the door to you having more joy in relationships is when you mess it up or when you do something stupid or when you try to control someone, just like own the behavior and then, hey, this is what I was trying to create. This is an old behavior. I was trying to do control. No, I'm sorry for that. I'm going to change that. I might do it again because I've been doing it for a very long time. You know, I will. I will be present with it.
Yeah. And that's where for me also allowance comes in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And
I'm
I
so
always, yeah.
I'm so grateful that you brought up the tool of allowance. Allowance, so let's give people some information on allowance. Allowance is everything is just an interesting point of view. You're not resisting or reacting a point of view, a judgment, an attitude, a behavior. You're not aligning and agreeing with it. Oh, I was right to be angry or shout at him, or he's a dick. Yeah, yeah, you're right, you're right. There's no like solidification of judgment. There's no right, there's no wrong, there's no good, there's no bad. There's, hey, I did this. Did it work? Did it create a greater future for me? No, it didn't. Now, am I willing to have the presence to like myself enough to and to care for me so that I can change this and become greater for yourself? It's because essentially like it's not about anyone else. It's a relationship is about you and the way you interact with the world.
hmm Yeah, beautiful. I find allowance is one of the things I always keep tripping up again, and also clients and things where I've seen like, oh, where do I let people walk all over me because I'm in allowance of them, and where am I actually in allowance? Also in the allowance of saying like, hey, no more.
Mm. Tolerating bad behavior is not allowance.
Can you expand on that a bit?
Well,
Because a
let's
lot of
say,
people do tolerate and like
hmm, I
sweet
mean,
talk the situation to themselves.
I was primed for tolerating bad behaviors, Oh, I didn't mean it. Like I just completely diminished you, tried to control you, completely criticized you. Okay. And then for me, it's like the apocalypse because if someone continues to diminish yourself, then you have the point of view that there's something wrong with you. And how do you know you've been gaslit? Is that you expect everyone to make you wrong,
Mhm.
you know? And so then the movement out of that, yeah, yeah,
Excuse me.
okay. I lost my train of thought. Where were we?
If you know you've been gaslit, if
Yeah,
you expect everyone to make you wrong.
yeah. Everyone to judge you. That's a big red flag. If I'm expecting you to make me wrong or to diminish me or put me down. And so relationships that nurture and nourish are ones where you get to heal and go beyond the lies that you've bought about yourself. Yeah, I know.
That
There's
piece.
not, there's nothing wrong about you. There's nothing right about you. There really is only what creates greater or what diminishes. And then which is it you're shooting for?
Mhm. And then like a moment can happen where the other person is an asshole, but if they own up to it and they're working on it, and I see the results of it actually getting better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. And that's the difference between tolerating. You see, I know with me, I'm willing to lose anyone that will diminish me. I have this like weird thing. I didn't even actually acknowledge it until now. I'm just like, I'm just done. Like if you don't treat me well, I'm like, goodbye, you know? Now, if on the other hand, if you're like Troy, where he'll be like, I did this thing, this didn't work. I'm so sorry, my lady, he calls me. I'm so sorry, my lady.
Oh,
I can't promise you that I won't ever do this again, but I will, and I will be present with this. But he always changes it. So he's shown me over 5 years, actually, I am here to contribute you and I am here to care for you and give you what you require, you
mm,
know? And and then I have to own my part of the deal is, am I here as well to be his playmate and to contribute to him having what he requires in his life, like let's say in his endeavors from a business perspective, from a financial perspective, from what brings him joy in his daily living, you know? And so I guess what most people are not willing to look at is what does this person require? Am I willing to deliver that? And then what do I require? And am I picking someone who is not going to deliver that, or am I picking someone who actually is willing to grow and change, evolve? I can't see how you can have a successful conscious connection with someone who's not willing to be vulnerable.
yeah, I don't see it either.
And there's
It's
no
like
right,
impossible.
yeah, there's no right and wrong or good and
Yeah,
bad in that. I'm someone though that's like I'm changing all the time, you know, and not from this fickle, like unreliable position, from this position that I choose to become greater every day. I choose to use, my abilities and talents to bring more consciousness and to expand consciousness in with my own first. And so I guess hanging around and moaning and complaining are um, energies that slow you down or try to control you or inhibit you. I just, through the use of the tools and through standing up for myself, I had to learn to stand up for myself, to have my own, to stand up and go, hey, this is not okay.
yeah. And what you require.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love that word.
yeah. This is and even from a work position, this is what I require from you, and I'm not getting this. Took me 10 years to say that. I lived in a house where you got what you got and be glad for it.
Don't complain. Like, I'm not complaining. I'm communicating my
I'm
requirements.
not complaining. I just know that I require something much greater than this, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And the other thing is, if you're not true to yourself in regard to what you require, I don't know about you, Devi, but I turn into this like angry, horrible, I won't use the word.
Resentful. Resentful.
I am not someone you want to be around if I'm not clear on what I require.
Yes.
And we talk about distractor implants and access consciousness, which is anger, hatred, shame. People go to anger and hatred and all these looping energies around in a figure eight instead of actually getting clear on what is it that I would like to have in an infinite universe with infinite energies, eh, like rainbow of energies, every single energy in the universe available. If I know that I have the ability to have everything or have not, have it or have not, have it or
Mhm.
have not, then everything is energy. If you choose more loving, grateful, if you choose more loving and gratitude and you actually get to like you, of course, that's what you're going to connect to.
Beautiful. And just when you said that, I got that image of like the nagging woman that doesn't know what she actually requires. All
Yeah.
she knows is she's not
And
satisfied.
she definitely knows she doesn't have a happy vagina.
Wah, 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 wah. I feel that. I
sense of
been
vagina.
there. And
Close,
then I was
close,
like,
close.
what's actually going on here? This is not me.
Yeah, exactly. This is, and your vagina is like, hello, this isn't working. No body joy here.
Yeah. Beautiful. Could you just tell me the other element, the five elements of intimacy?
We did
Because
honor, which is to not judge you or your mate, to hold them in regard, or your friend, okay? To hold them in regard, to
Mm.
not criticize them, not do contempt, to actually honor them. In other words, like raise them up with your interactions. Vulnerability is to drop all your walls and barriers, good, bad, ugly, be present, not expect you to be perfect, not expect the friend to be perfect. Um, which is being present with when things don't work. You gotta show up in vulnerability. It takes a lot of presence to be vulnerable. Okay. And then allowance, which we talked about. There's a beautiful book called The Gift of Allowance, which I that changed my life, that book, which is everything is just an interesting point of view. Everything interesting point of view. I have this judgment about me. It's about breaking the controls of judgment and the core judgments of yourself that stop you receiving yourself, liking yourself. Allowance is a beautiful gateway to liking yourself. And then we have honor, allowance, vulnerability, gratitude, we talked about. Gratitude is the energy that creates the most change on planet Earth, and it's the least used. For me, I really had to develop, even more so recently, claiming that actually I have a beautiful living, and not looking at what doesn't create gratitude. Is we're trained to look at what we don't have and what we should have, instead of how beautiful that I have this moment with you. How friggin' phenomenal that we can have a conversation. We went from vaginas to men to relationships to, like, that we can actually have open conversations about what we require, like how that's gratitude, cherishing the moment that you have with this person. Not being like, you didn't come see me, or blah, you didn't give me the, it's actually, it takes a lot of, I guess, like willing to receive beauty, and the beauty of the person, like them showing up and just being there with you. Takes these are all like, these are not like separate, they're like a mill wheel. They all move,
Yeah.
they all produce a different way of living. And then the final one, which is trust, which trust in yourself. I paid the price for not trusting myself. And it was a big price. It was the cost of my life. And so if you're like, do I trust myself? Did you ever choose something in your life and you knew it wouldn't work and you still did it?
No, never.
When you knew it wouldn't work, did it not work?
It didn't work.
So you can trust yourself. So you have this knowing of energy. You know when things are not going to work and you know when they are. And then trusting yourself is really knowing what you know and aware of what you know. And so most of us like have been brainwashed into believe other people's points of views about this is the way a relationship is supposed to be. Debbie and I are not coming on here saying, this is how you're supposed to do it. This is not how you're supposed to do it. That's not what conscious connections are about. Conscious connections are about what is it that you uniquely desire to have for you, with you, first with you, and then with the person that you're interacting with. And that's going to be different. Like, if we sit down, I'm not going to require the exact same things as you, you know? If there's 100 of us in a room, we're all going to require different things, you know? And so this is then where you actually really get present and be okay with what you require for you. and trust that when you choose that, that that you give yourself permission and the confidence and the allowance to have trust what you know and have what you require.
Yeah, beautiful. So now you told us how to get it as well and have it.
Exactly. And there's a beautiful book called Sex is Not a Four-Letter Word, Relationship Often Is. It
Mhm.
goes through these five elements of intimacy in a way that you can like deepen and widen um your ability to really be these energies in your life.
Yeah, because that was the eye opener for me with those five elements. Was
Yeah.
like, with myself first, because I know like, oh, you have to love yourself first before, and like I've heard that 1,000 times, but I
Yeah,
didn't
I
know
don't even know what that
exactly,
means.
I didn't get what that entails.
Mm.
Like having to be vulnerable with myself and having to trust myself, and that is all part of that. That was for me a real game changer. Yeah.
Me too. Me, like truly. It was the first book I picked up 13 years ago when I had my bars run and when I started to utilize the tools of access consciousness. And they still work for me in my relationship today. In all my, not only in my romantic relationship, but all my relationships.
Mhm.
I'm not the god of anyone else's life. I don't have the right to tell anyone what to do with their life. That's I'm the god of my own. I can totally choose what I would like to have, but other people let them have their choices. That's their right. It's their life, not mine, you know?
Mhm. Beautiful.
Yeah.
And you have relationships done different class coming up, right?
Yeah. Yeah. We'll put the link in below because I can't remember the dates. But it's in April.
It's in April,
Yeah.
online.
Online in April. I'm pretty sure we put it over 4 nights. Um,
I can check quickly. Wow.
I wasted so much time and energy putting my energy into people that you would use me instead of actually receive me. It's a game changer. I recommend. I'm like singing from the rooftops. Go get yourself on a relationship done different.
Yes, so valuable. So it's from the 9th till the 12th of April.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
And
much.
we'll post the link also in the comments under this video and of course in our follow-up email also. And yeah, it's so beautiful. I'm so grateful to have you on this first Conscious Connections talk. It's exactly what the app is supposed to be for people to come together who have these outlooks on life and who want to work on themselves and on being vulnerable with themselves and looking at themselves. And also from a place of joy, which for me you embody so much. You do go deep, but you don't do it in misery and judgment of all the horrible things you find.
Doesn't even work. It doesn't even work, you know.
Yeah.
And it's so beautiful to be with you, Devi, you know. My target is to like myself and to like myself enough to care for what cares for me, you
Mm.
know. And and to have relationships that care for you, support you, contribute you, and even that like to be taken care of, which like all this feminist thing, I'm a woman, I must do it all by myself. It's truly such a gift. It really is.
Yeah, so beautiful.
Mm.
Thank you so much.
So what? Mwah, mwah. Big kisses to everyone. I hope this contributes to you and that you've learned something. And yeah, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, to me, it was a great contribution. Every conversation with you is a great contribution. Whether
Yay!
we talk about fashion or conscious connections or
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
whatever.
conscious connections is fashion. It includes everything, no
That's
exclusion.
true too.
Exactly.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And thank you everyone for watching either live or the recording. And I'm just gonna blend in now our QR code for you to join the waitlist to the app, or if you're watching this later, to join the app if it's already live after May. So goodbye, everyone. Done.